All right, kicking it off again. Another big hour here from Studio G now that I'm back in for a few days here. Live, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. Another big hour, of course. But here's the warning. The Steve Gruber Show often results in extended periods of American pride, optimism, and enthusiasm about this country's future. It's live in all 50 states and around the world. It's a dirty job, and I'm going to do it. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one. Several big Supreme Court cases getting ready to be released, as happens every June. And right now, there are more than 24 cases still outstanding, so a lot of action to come. Number two, the Trump Elon feud seems to have settled down, at least for now, and it seems that Elon may be back on his normal meds and not his special K. We can only hope. And number three, let's talk more about these mostly peaceful protests and mostly peaceful riots and the federalizing of the National Guard. First of all, these are not protests. These are riots by definition. Protests become riots when chunks of concrete are being thrown at cops, cars are being set on fire, and stores are being looted. Do you get it? Do you understand how one is not the other? Peaceful protests involve signs and chanting. How much evidence should we wade through today? Well, let's start right here. More attacks on police. This is from yesterday afternoon, Los Angeles, California. Here, enjoy.
Okay, so everybody is like running off right now. I'm not sure why. I can see just down the street. My photographer can move with me a little bit. There's a huge group of people marching down the street right now, and you can see this might be what we've seen before. Oh, look at that, Andy. If you can just scoot over to the right, look over here to the right. You can see there's a protester squaring off with law enforcement right now. Can you see that? So there you have, okay, we're hearing the flashbangs. We're hearing the flashbangs right now. This is what we've been seeing night after night. These clashes, some of these violent protesters squaring off with law enforcement. You have that law enforcement in riot gear there. You could see them with their shields. They're forming a line. They're doing what they can to protect themselves from these protesters.
Squaring off with law enforcement. Squaring off with law enforcement. Sound like a protest to you or a riot? Let's go through the checklist. If they're squaring off with law enforcement, that means they're getting ready to fight. If they're getting ready to fight, that's no longer a protest. That's a riot by definition. Now, let's check in on crazy Maxine Waters. She was all over the place in these events. And she shows up to demand entry into a closed law enforcement facility. She closed up and by the authority vested in me, being a member of Congress, I demand you let me in. They laughed and closed the door in front of her, but I thought I'd share it with you. Here it is.
No, I want you to, hello. Congresswoman Waters, I just came to use my congressional authority to check on David.
Ma'am, we're lobbying securely now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public affairs.
I need to get in.
What are you hoping to do, Congresswoman?
I just want to see David Werta. Right.
Would a congressperson normally be able to enter the...
Normally, yes.
What is happening here?
Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were, and I'm trying to get in to see David Werta, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him. I want to report back to my caucus about what's happening, but they have...
Yeah, and she wants just to demand under the vested congressional power or some damn thing. Maxine's obviously off her meds as well, clearly. She's also 116 years old. Democrats do better. It's embarrassing, really, how rioters are attacking police. Back to that portion of it. News networks trying to sell the idea they're peaceful. Peaceful. Here's more.
Most of the crowds, again, that I saw, that I spoke to, that I was interacting with, these are peaceful people that want to get their message across. They brought signs. They're out with families in some places, and others are obviously more agitant, have the mask on, and reportedly, I didn't see this, but reportedly throwing things back at authorities that are trying to do their jobs as well.
Yeah. What I saw were numerous police cars that had been destroyed by chunks of concrete being thrown off overpasses, right? Police cars that had been tagged, that means spray painted. Officers had been injured, many of them, dozens of them, in fact. Yeah, wild rioting in the streets. Wild rioting in the streets, and they continue to say, well, it's mostly peaceful. Right. And this idea that this is unprecedented, that Donald Trump would send in federalized National Guard troops, is not unprecedented. Dwight Eisenhower did it in 1957 to Little Rock, Arkansas. The governor there had put the National Guard around a public school and said, no black kids allowed, period. Wasn't going to let them in. The Little Rock nine black students. Yep. After Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. These students showed up at the steps of the school in 1957, and the governor said, absolutely not. And so President Eisenhower federalized the troops, ordered those students inside to begin their education, which they got, desegregated the schools, which they got. By the way, here's another, just a little sample of what's going on in the streets as federal officers are being attacked by rioters is the word. Listen, here it is. Yeah. Peaceful protesters? No, not exactly. These are not peaceful protesters. And why the ubiquitous Mexican flags? They want to say how awful America is while waving Mexican flags. That in and of itself ought to be reason to kick these people out, in my estimation. Anyhow, there you have it. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable behavior from these folks. And I think that if you do some polling here, I mean, it's not going to get great response, but I think Donald Trump, on balance, is going to get the support of the American people. These used to be great American cities. They've been destroyed. They have been destroyed by leftist policies. It just really is that simple. By the way, when you fire up every day, how about you fire up some 1775 coffee? Some is weak, coffee that is. Some is corporate. But then there's bold, high quality, built for those who refuse to compromise 1775 coffee. Handpicked, high altitude, single origin beans roasted to perfection. No toxins, no shortcuts. Just damn good coffee. It's what's in my cup every single day. If you want in, go to 1775coffee.com/Gruber. You'll save 10%. Start your morning off right. And for every dollar you spend, $30,000 in cash and a Cybertruck. You'll be entered to win that stuff. 1775 coffee. Don't miss it. We'll be right back.